Hello and welcome, dear friends. You're now entering a space where learning English becomes more than just study. It becomes a journey of the heart, the mind, and the soul. This video is for you, the quiet learner, the curious spirit, the one who dreams of speaking English with ease and meaning. Whether you're just starting or have come a long way, let this story guide you. Each section is designed to help you not only understand English, but feel it, live it, and grow with it. So take a deep breath, relax, and listen closely. Let this experience open new doors inside you. And don't forget to follow the channel, Simple English Talk, for more stories, more lessons, and more moments like this. Share this video with a friend who's learning English, and let's grow together, word by word. Section 1. The first whisper of learning. When you first sit down with the intention to learn English at home, something quiet but powerful happens inside you. It is not loud, it is not dramatic, it does not feel like a grand decision, but it is. You are opening a door within yourself, a door that leads to something new, something unknown, something beautiful. Learning a language is not just a task. It is a personal journey, a spiritual one. You are saying to yourself, I am ready to grow. I am ready to become more than I was yesterday. And that whisper of a beginning matters more than you think. There is no need for big goals at this stage. There is no need to force yourself to speak fluently or understand everything in 1 week. In fact, the most important thing you can do in the beginning is to pause. To breathe, to listen. Listening is the foundation of all language learning, and it starts deep inside. It starts with patience. Imagine yourself walking through a silent forest, where every tree speaks a new word, and every breeze carries a sound you have never heard before. You are not running. You are simply walking, watching, listening. English may seem like a mountain from afar, but if you look closely, the mountain is made of small, soft stones. Words, sounds, moments. You do not climb the mountain in 1 day. You touch one stone, then another. That's how it begins. You open a short audio, a simple dialogue, a slow story. The voice in your ears speaks clearly, slowly, and at first you understand nothing, but still, you listen. Again and again. You are not trying to translate. You are allowing your ears to adjust. You are training your mind to recognize patterns, to embrace rhythm, to feel the music of English. Some learners get frustrated because they want to understand everything immediately. But language does not respond to pressure. It responds to attention, to care. Think of how babies learn. They listen for months before they say a word. They hear their parents speak again and again. They don't understand everything, but they are absorbing. They are watching the mouth move. They are feeling the energy of speech. And over time, something clicks. The same will happen with you. If you give yourself permission to listen without fear, you will grow without knowing. You don't need to study grammar right now. You don't need to memorize long lists of words. You don't even need to speak. Just listen. And while you listen, relax your body. Take a walk and listen to English in your earphones. Sit by the window and let an English story play in the background. Let the sounds enter your life gently. Let them become familiar. Even if you do not understand, your brain is already building. It is recognizing tone, pitch, and pattern. It is waking up to a new world. Try to choose audio that feels good to your heart. A podcast with a kind voice. A video with slow speech. A story with a soft beginning. You are not forcing yourself to learn. You are welcoming the language into your home, into your day, into your thoughts. And every time you listen, even for 10 minutes, you are watering a seed inside you. The seed of fluency, the seed of comfort, the seed of understanding. Write down what you hear. Not because you need to study it, but because the act of writing helps you focus. Even writing a single word you recognize makes your brain feel successful. That success becomes motivation. That motivation becomes habit. And before you realize it, English will not feel like a stranger anymore. It will begin to sound like something you belong to. Learning English at home means you have control. You choose what you hear. You choose how long you listen. There is no pressure, no exam, no teacher correcting you. You are your own guide, and that is powerful. Use this freedom to fall in love with English. Not the rules, not the stress, but the sound, the texture, the feeling of it. There may be days when you listen and feel like nothing is happening, but something always is. The brain learns in silence. It grows in the background. Trust that. The most beautiful progress is often invisible in the beginning, but it is happening. So take your time. Make a cup of tea. Sit in your favorite chair. Press play. Close your eyes if you wish. And just listen. Let the voice enter gently. Let the sounds dance around your mind. There is no goal today except to be present. To listen with your heart, not just your ears. This is the first whisper of learning, and it is the most important step of all. Section 2. Building the bones of your English. After listening patiently and allowing the language to wash over you, something changes. Your ears begin to recognize sounds. You hear a word and feel like you have heard it before. You start to catch familiar patterns. You hear "good morning" and know what it means. That is your sign. You are ready to build. This is where your journey becomes more active. The quiet phase of absorbing slowly transitions into the building phase. And this is where structure matters. Learning English is like building a house. You don't start with the roof. You don't even start with the walls. You begin with the ground, the foundation. You need something solid beneath your feet. That solid ground is built from the basic elements of English. Start small. Learn the most common words first. Not long academic terms, but everyday words. Words that are alive in conversations. Words you will use again and again. Learn hello, name, where, live, want, need. These words are like bricks, and every brick you place makes your English house stronger. From words, move to simple sentences. Don't worry about speaking like a native speaker yet. Focus instead on building sentence patterns you can trust. I am learning. You are kind. She lives here. These sentences are like the wooden frame of a house. They are not fancy, but they hold everything in place. The more you use them, the more natural they become. Repetition is not boring. Repetition is powerful. Every time you repeat a sentence, your brain gets faster, more confident, more ready. Read small texts. Choose books made for learners. They are not childish. They are tools. A book with short stories written in simple English can do more for you than a difficult novel filled with unknown expressions. Read those stories slowly. Read them twice. Read them aloud. Reading out loud helps you train your mouth and ears at the same time. It teaches rhythm. It trains your pronunciation. You don't need to sound perfect. You just need to become familiar with the movement of English in your mouth. Make grammar your helper, not your enemy. Many learners fear grammar because they think they need to understand all the rules. But you don't. Not now. Start with the basic patterns. Learn how to form the present simple, then past simple, then future. Understand when to use am, is, and are. Learn how to form a question. Learn how to make a negative sentence. You don't need grammar books filled with hundreds of pages. You need a few clear patterns and the courage to use them. Every day, give yourself a small task. One word to remember. One sentence to practice. One paragraph to read. One short video to understand. Keep a notebook. Write the word. Write an example sentence. Write what it means to you. Not because someone told you to, because you are building something important. This notebook becomes your blueprint. It becomes your record of growth. And when you look back, you will see how far you have come. Do not worry if you make mistakes. Mistakes are not failures. They are signs that you are trying. Every mistake is a brick that helps you build. The only true mistake is giving up. But you will not give up, because you have already started. You have already chosen to learn. That choice is stronger than any confusion you might feel. Use flashcards. Write words on one side, meanings on the other. Review them often. Test yourself, not to score high, but to feel progress. Celebrate when you remember a word. Smile when you finish a page. These moments are your reward, and they add energy to your learning. Practice speaking even if you're alone. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Describe your day in English. I am eating breakfast. I will go to the shop. It is sunny outside. These sentences may seem simple, but they are exactly what native speakers use daily. You are not learning English to impress. You are learning English to communicate. And real communication is always simple, clear, and honest. If you are stuck, go back to listening. Return to what feels familiar. Let it remind you of your progress. Then, continue building. Each layer supports the next. Your mind is learning more than you know. Your progress is not measured by how fast you speak, but by how consistently you return to the work. There will be hard days. Days when you forget a word you thought you had learned. Days when a grammar rule confuses you. Days when you feel tired. This is normal. Learning anything of value requires patience. Think of your English house. You are still laying bricks, still building walls, still putting in windows so that light can come through. Every effort, even small, adds to the structure. And soon, you will look around and realize that you understand more. You can say more. You can think more clearly in English. That is because you built your English step by step, carefully, honestly, with presence. The bones of your English are strong now, and because of that, everything else will stand tall. Section 3. Your voice finds its sound. There is a moment in your learning that feels almost invisible. No one else can see it. There is no sound, no celebration, no signal that the shift has begun. But inside, something awakens. You feel it in your chest first, then in your throat. A soft courage rises, asking for a voice. You open your mouth to speak, not to impress, not to perform, but to connect. The words come slowly, sometimes awkwardly, sometimes with doubt, but they come. And that is everything. You may speak to yourself in your room, quietly repeating the sentence you heard in a podcast. You may read a page aloud from a story, hearing your own voice trying to shape a new world. You may try to answer a question in your head, forming words that feel unfamiliar on your tongue. These are not small moments. They are sacred ones. Because when you speak, even to no one, you are claiming the language as your own. At first, your voice may feel uncertain. It might tremble. It might sound different than you expected. But let it be. Every child learning to walk stumbles. And so does every learner trying to speak. The important thing is not how clear or fluent your voice is. The important thing is that it exists now. It is no longer locked inside. It has become air, breath, sound. This is not the voice of a textbook. This is not the voice of perfect grammar. This is the voice of courage. The voice of someone who said yes to the challenge. Someone who decided to speak even when silence felt safer. Your first words may not be smooth. They may come in pieces. But they are pieces of your own journey, your own expression. Speak them with pride, even if no one hears you, even if no one understands. Speaking English for the first time is not just about language. It is about self-trust. It is about allowing your ideas, your thoughts, and your emotions to take shape in a new form. You are not just translating from your mother tongue. You are learning to think in a new rhythm, to feel in a new direction. Your voice becomes the bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. Talk to yourself throughout the day. It may feel strange at first, but it is one of the most powerful ways to grow. Describe your actions in English. I am making tea. I need to go outside. I will study for 30 minutes. These are not just practice sentences. They are new habits of thinking. Over time, they become your natural language. And as you build fluency, you also build confidence. Word by word, thought by thought. Don't wait for the perfect moment to speak. Don't wait for someone to ask you in perfect grammar. Don't wait until your accent is flawless. That moment never comes. Instead, speak now. Speak when the words are broken. Speak when your heart is full. Speak when you are tired. Speak when you are inspired. Each time you speak, you become stronger. Not just in English, but as a person. Record your voice. Use your phone. Say a sentence, then another. Listen back. You may feel embarrassed. That's okay. But listen anyway. You will hear growth. You will hear progress. You will hear your own soul daring to express itself. Celebrate that voice. Honor it. It is the sound of your courage becoming real. Start conversations if you can. Find language partners online or in your community. Ask simple questions. Answer with sincerity. Every human connection made through language is a victory, even if you speak slowly, even if you need to repeat yourself. What matters is not speed, but honesty. What matters is not complexity, but connection. And if you cannot find someone to speak with, speak to yourself. Speak to your journal. Speak to the night air. Speak to the English language itself as if it were a friend. Say, "Thank you for helping me grow." Say, "I am learning." Say, "I will keep going." Your voice will hear you, and it will grow stronger. There may still be days when your tongue feels heavy, when your words feel clumsy. You may feel like going back to silence. But remember this: your voice is a living part of your learning. And like all living things, it needs time. It needs sunlight. It needs patience. Let your voice breathe. Let it be imperfect. Let it stumble. It is through those stumbles that your voice finds its true sound. The most fluent speakers are not always the fastest. They are not always the most correct. They are the ones who have learned to trust their own voice, who have learned to speak without fear, who understand that real communication begins not in the mouth, but in the heart. So speak. Speak softly. Speak boldly. Speak when you feel ready, and speak even when you do not. This is your voice. This is your English. This is your transformation. Section 4. The book becomes a friend. There is a quiet moment that happens when you open a book. The world outside softens. The noise fades. You step into a different rhythm, one that moves slower, deeper, one that invites you in. At first, when learning English, books may have felt like closed doors, heavy, intimidating, full of unfamiliar words. But with time, something changes. The book no longer stares at you like a stranger. It begins to smile, to whisper, to invite. It becomes something more than paper and ink. It becomes a companion. You start with a small book, perhaps a children's story or a simple reader. The sentences are short, the chapters brief, but inside, you find something unexpectedly profound. You are not just learning English anymore. You are feeling it. A story speaks to you. A character mirrors your thoughts. A phrase stays with you long after you close the cover. The book becomes a mirror, a window, a bridge, and slowly, it becomes a friend. Reading in English is unlike any other skill. It is private, silent, yet it shapes you deeply. You begin to notice how language breathes on the page, how certain words hold weight, how a comma can change the mood, how repetition creates music. You begin to sense tone, not just vocabulary. You read, not to understand every word, but to live the meaning. The book teaches you without raising its voice, without correcting you, without pressure. It lets you grow at your own pace. You may underline a phrase. You may pause after a line and reread it because it feels like it was written for you. You may smile or cry or sit still for a long moment after a paragraph ends. These are not academic tasks. These are human experiences. Through books, you do not just learn English. You feel its soul. You understand not only how sentences are built, but how they carry emotion, memory, life. There is something spiritual about it. The way a book holds your attention. The way it opens its arms to you. When you read in English, you are practicing something sacred. You are letting the language enter not just your mind, but your heart. And the more you do this, the more you find comfort in it. English no longer feels foreign. It feels familiar, safe, gentle, like an old friend who sits beside you in silence and understands. Reading teaches you the structure of the language, but also its beauty. You begin to see how different writers use English like a brush, painting emotions through carefully chosen words. Some write with fire, others with calm. Some are playful, others are precise. Every author gives you a new voice, a new rhythm, a new way of thinking, and all of it enters you, shapes you, expands you. You may not translate every word. You may not understand every idiom, but over time, you stop needing to. Your brain begins to grasp meaning through context. You start to feel what is being said without analyzing it. This is fluency of the heart, not perfection, not memorization, but flow. When reading becomes this kind of experience, learning stops being hard work. It becomes nourishment. Create a reading ritual. Choose a time each day when the world is quiet, maybe in the early morning, maybe just before bed. Open a book. Let yourself be present with the words. Read slowly. Savor the sentences. If a word is new, pause. Guess its meaning from the sentence. If you feel lost, go back. But never rush. The goal is not to finish. The goal is to connect, to let the book speak to you, page by page. Keep a journal nearby. Write down lines that speak to you. Write your thoughts in English. Reflect on what you read. Don't worry if your sentences are simple. They are honest. And that honesty builds trust between you and the language. Over time, your thoughts will begin to form more fluently. Your writing will carry more rhythm. Your vocabulary will grow without force. Your grammar will improve without fear. Books are not only teachers, they are companions. They sit with you through lonely moments. They offer you new worlds when your own feels small. They give you voices to listen to, even in silence. And most beautifully, they give you a language to hold on to when your confidence is low. In a book, there is no judgment, only invitation, only presence, only the quiet power of language lived slowly and fully. In time, you will look back and see how books changed you, how they gave you not just words, but wisdom, not just grammar, but grace. The English you speak and think will no longer come only from lessons. It will come from the stories you lived on the page, the emotions you carried, the thoughts you shaped, and most of all, the friend you found in every chapter. Section 5. The language becomes your companion. there comes a quiet shift, not loud like applause, not visible like a certificate, but deep, gentle, lasting. One morning, you wake up and realize something is different. English is no longer a lesson, no longer a task on your to-do list, no longer something you push yourself to study. It is something else now, something warmer, closer, more alive. It has become a part of you, a quiet companion that walks with you from morning to night. At first, this change is subtle. You find yourself thinking a small thought in English, just one sentence, then another. You whisper a phrase in your mind while washing the dishes. You read a street sign and translate it without effort. You watch a film, and suddenly you understand without needing subtitles. Not all the words, not every detail, but enough. Enough to feel it. Enough to follow the emotion. Enough to connect. This is the language rising inside you like breath, unforced, natural, steady. You did not memorize your way here. You lived your way here, through quiet listening, through slow speaking, through broken sentences and brave attempts, through patient reading, through the pages of books that became your friends. And now, English lives in your memory like sunlight lives on water. You carry it, but lightly. It is not heavy, it is not a burden. It moves with you, whispers with you, breathes with you. There is something sacred in this stage. Because this is not just about fluency. This is not just about speaking well or understanding perfectly. This is about transformation. You have not only learned English, you have grown through English. Every challenge made you stronger. Every hesitation taught you humility. Every mistake made you wiser. You are no longer the same person who started this journey. You have become someone new. Language does that. It opens something inside you, not just your mind, but your soul. It teaches you to listen deeply, to express honestly, to understand people from faraway places, to see the world through new eyes. And more than anything, it teaches you that growth does not come all at once. It comes slowly, gently, word by word, step by step, breath by breath. You begin to write your own thoughts in English, not because someone tells you to, but because it feels natural. You keep a journal, you send messages, you write posts. You start to see your own mind in another language, and you're surprised by what you find. New emotions, new clarity, new ways of saying things that you didn't have before. It is not just English you have found. It is a deeper part of yourself. In conversations, your confidence grows. You no longer freeze when someone speaks. You don't rush, you don't panic. You pause, you breathe, and you respond, maybe simply, maybe slowly, but calmly, and with presence, because now you trust the language. And more importantly, you trust yourself. English is not outside you anymore. It is within, a companion, a friend. It shows up in your dreams. A character speaks in English, a phrase repeats. You wake up and remember it, and you smile, because now even your subconscious is learning. You have crossed a line you once thought was impossible. The line between learner and speaker, between effort and flow, between reaching and becoming. English is now part of your silence too. You walk alone, and the words come softly in your mind. You look at the sky and describe it to yourself in this new language. You feel an emotion, and the name for it rises in English before your native tongue. This is not forgetting who you are. This is expanding who you are, adding a new layer, a new rhythm, a new way to exist in the world. There is no finish line, no final chapter. English will continue to grow with you. It will evolve as you evolve. It will deepen as your experiences deepen. The same sentence you learned last year will mean something different when spoken in the future. Because now, The language is shaped not just by rules, but by your life, by your stories, by your feelings. Learning English at home may have started as a simple goal, a desire to improve, a wish to communicate. But now, looking back, you see it was more than that. It was a doorway to yourself. It was a path through fear, through doubt, through isolation, into expression, into connection, into becoming. You have become someone who listens differently, speaks differently, thinks differently, someone who has embraced a language not as an obligation, but as a gift that continues to give. In books, in voices, in thoughts, in memories. The journey is not over, but it has become yours, fully, quietly, powerfully. And the language, it walks beside you, always. Thank you for walking this journey with us. Each word you listened to, each feeling you experienced, it brought you one step closer to real English fluency. But more than that, it brought you closer to yourself. English is not just a language. It's a companion, a teacher, a mirror. And through it, you can become more than you imagined. If this video touched you, helped you, or inspired you, please take a moment to follow our channel, Simple English Talk. And most importantly, share this video with someone you care about, someone who is learning, just like you. Together, let's keep learning, let's keep growing, and let English become a part of your soul. See you in the next video.